Dominic Sevier watched as his grandparents' 50-year-old marriage unraveled due to his grandfather's dementia diagnosis and required a hospital stay. But what happened next was even more stunning. His grandmother brought her husband home after a realization of her own. Sevier chronicled his grandparents' healthcare saga because the pair had always been a big part of his life. "My relationship with them has always been unusually close," he said in his BBC documentary, Granddad, Dementia and Me. "When my parents separated, my granddad stepped in," Sevier went on, adding, "He filled the gap that my dad left behind and we became inseparable. It wouldn't be until 2014 that their bond would be tested by an incurable disease."
If you like our content and want to see more, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to receive the latest videos. Now, enjoy the story.
That year, Sevier's grandfather, Tom, 79, found out that he had vascular dementia. In general, the disease greatly reduces a person's mental ability. Day-to-day activities become difficult as sufferers may lose their memory, ability to communicate, or overall judgment and reasoning. 10% of dementia cases are vascular, which occurs when blood flow to the brain is blocked or otherwise reduced. In many cases, the disease takes hold in the wake of one or more strokes or a blood vessel-related condition. Sevier told the BBC that his grandfather's diagnosis had spurred him to begin filming. "I started this documentary to try and make sense of an illness that was taking the most important man in my life. But what I found defied expectation," he said. At the start of filming, he watched as his grandparents' decades-long marriage started to crumble after the diagnosis. Sevier's grandmother, Pam, recalled in a clip from the documentary,
"He'd lose his temper very easily. Swearing, shouting, just abuse."
Sevier's grandfather was eventually sectioned under the United Kingdom's Mental Health Act, which gives police or medical professionals the power to detain someone who suffers from a mental health condition and may hurt themselves or others because of it. After being sectioned, Tom had little idea where he was.
"Why did we come to this hotel then? Did they direct us here?"
"You're not in a hotel, you're in a hospital."
Later, Pam had to explain to her husband why he was in the hospital, and he cast the blame for his situation squarely on her.
"Have you put me in here?"
"No,
"You sure?"
they sectioned you because you weren't taking care of yourself and because you've got dementia."
Oh, so that's it. What's dementia? I forget things. Well, I haven't forgotten. They stuffed me here. What's mental about me? I'm fit. I want to get out of this place. I don't want to listen to crap.
But the rising tension between husband and wife meant that Tom couldn't simply leave the hospital and go home. "It was worse than I thought," Pam said with tears streaming down her face. "I just don't know where to go from here." Fortunately, the Sevier family found a solution.
"We knew by then there was no way he could go back to living with Nan, so my Aunt Becky agreed to take him in."
As she had an idea that could possibly bring her parents back together despite their heartbreak.
I'll tell you something, Dad. If we can get you calm so you don't get angry, then it'd be easy for Mum and Mum wouldn't have a problem in looking after you.
But her father seemed to think that the plan wouldn't work for more reasons than just his demeanor. Tom admitted to his daughter,
I don't know. I just think we've fallen out of love. 50 years I've been with her.
Later, the realities of his health and personal life seemed to set in. He said,
My world has collapsed.
That remark might just have made what happened next an unexpected twist in the story. One day, Pam picked up the phone only to hear Tom on the other end of the line.
He was just crying, and he said, "It's breaking my heart." I thought, this isn't the end of our story.
That conversation made Pam face her own doubts about their situation.
I tried to tell myself that I didn't love him or I didn't want him there, but it wasn't true. I was just kidding myself.
With that, Pam knew what she had to do.
I just said, bring him home, bring him here now.
And as it turned out, she would eventually consider that sentence the best remark she ever made. As soon as he returned home, the change in him was instant and dramatic, Sevier said.
Whilst Grandad still has problems with his short-term memory, his moods have improved and the anger and aggression have subsided.
And those differences couldn't have meant more to anyone than his wife of 50 years, Pam.
Now I can cope. Now I can love him and enjoy our last few years together.
More importantly, though, the couple would get to finish their story the right way.
If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.